everyone, I hope you're well and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I'm doing something that I have never ever done before on this channel, and I'm going to do a baking video. I've been really getting into my baking recently. My boyfriend actually got me my dream accessory for the kitchen for Christmas, and he got me KitchenAid pink one, which you can probably see. This changes the game. It makes me want to bake all the time, but obviously you don't have to have a KitchenAid or even an electric mixer to make cakes. I'm just going to make some cupcakes today, so I thought I'd bring you guys along with me and I'll show you all the steps I use and ingredients and stuff like that. To start off with, I just lined my cake tin. I always use a deeper kind of muffin looking tin, and these are just cupcake cases from Asda. They're these ones, I can show you. But they're a lot thicker. They are muffin cases just because I find that the cakes sit much better in them. And I also use a muffin tin because the cakes bake a bit better. But they're really thick and really nice, and I think they were like 70p for 75, which is really good. As I said, I'm going to use my KitchenAid. I've preheated my oven to 180 degrees. The first thing I'm going to do is just weigh out my butter. I just use a baking butter. This is an Asda one. I normally use Stork, but to be honest, this works just as well. I mean, it's literally just butter, and I use 200 grams of that. It is already soft because it is baking butter, which is good, so you don't need to wait for it to soften. But yeah, 200 grams of any kind of unsalted or baking butter. What I will say is, for buttercream, which I am going to put on these cakes, you do need to let the butter soften, so I'm just taking these out the fridge whilst I bake these, and then they cook in the oven. I then just let that mix on its own on a light kind of setting, just so it kind of softens it even more, breaks it down. Once that has been spinning for about a minute, I just take it off and then I weigh the sugar directly on top of the butter. This is just Asda caster sugar. You can use golden caster sugar if you want. It does change the taste, but either, any sugar, doesn't matter. For reference, I use 200 grams of butter and then I'll use 200 grams of sugar. Once you have a consistency that looks a little bit like this, you're now ready to add your eggs. I always use just free range medium eggs. I've now beat that together. It will look pretty disgusting to begin with, but I'm now going to add in the flour, and that is when it will look a bit more like actual cake mixture. I'm just using, I think this is from Aldi, not too sure, but again 200 grams of this. This is completely personal preference, but I like to add a bit of vanilla extract to my cakes. Just think it gives them a better flavour, so I will literally just add a couple of drops of that in. I don't measure, but don't put too much because sometimes it changes the whole taste of the cake. Once your mixture looks a little something like this, we are ready to start filling the cupcake cases. And then you just want to evenly spread them out between cake cases. I've actually managed to get 2 extra, but normally this only makes 12. I've just popped those in the oven now and they will stay in the oven for about 25 minutes. So I'm going to leave them to cook and then I'll cool them and then I'll come back when I'm ready to make buttercream. I am now starting to make my buttercream. Annoyingly, I can't remember what buttercream recipe I used, but I'm pretty sure I used a 1-to-1 ratio. Can't remember the measurements, but if I used 500 grams of butter, for example, I would have used 500 grams of icing sugar. I always cut my butter into small pieces just to make it easier in the blender. It just ensures that there's no clumps in the buttercream as well, so it's more smooth if you want a smooth buttercream. Who wants chunky buttercream? I'm then just adding my icing sugar. The icing sugar I use is from Asda. I didn't sift it at this point, mainly because I don't have a sieve at the moment, but I don't really find I need to with this one as long as I blend it thoroughly. Top tip, by the way, you'll see that I get a little puff of icing sugar cloud, but if you mix it in with the butter before you put the mixer on, it just makes it spin a little bit more smooth and you don't get that puff. I always split my icing sugar up as well. That is just to ensure that you don't get any clumps and just so it mixes more smoothly. And then you just want to whip it up for as long as you can. It should go really pale, like yellowy white colour. I didn't actually whip that one for long enough. But I'm adding purple food colouring, which I've realised I don't actually like. I don't actually like purple cakes. But I opted for purple. This is just a Dr. Oetker food colouring. They're not the best, but it was all I had at the time. I now have some new ones, but at the time these was all I have. But as you can see, it doesn't really do much unless you add like a lot. But I'm just mixing that until I get the colour payoff I want to get. I've actually just bought some of the new, is it Pro-Gel food colouring? Bought some of those in Lakeland, so I look forward to trying them. There's just my cakes, my piping bag. Then I start piping. I'm not very good at cupcakes at the moment. I'm trying new techniques and stuff, but I seem to be a bit better at bigger, like more celebration cakes. But yeah, I'm just kind of learning new designs. I can just never figure out what I want to do. Then I end up doing things wrong and stuff. So you'll see me scrape off a few. But yeah, here's me just piping smaller bits on. As you can see, the buttercream wasn't the texture I wanted it. It's a bit dry. But it's okay. If anyone has any tips for piping or anything you think I should have done different, from looking back at it now, I should have made the swirls a bit bigger and then it would have looked a bit bigger, but I just did them so small for some reason. But I mean, they turn out okay. We ate them, they were good. And then here are the finished cupcakes. I did add a couple sprinkles, which nearly broke my teeth, but they were good. I also sprayed this glitter spray, which is amazing and it really does make a difference. But yeah, that is all for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do make sure to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you very, very soon for another video. Bye, guys.